disodium phosphate, pectin, potassium sorbate. Ugh. Why buy this stuff when all you need is 5 simple ingredients to make the world's best butterscotch sauce? So what are those 5 ingredients? Dark brown sugar, heavy cream, unsalted butter, vanilla extract, and large flake sea salt. Before we get the butter in the pan, let's talk sugar. So the #1 difference between caramel sauce and butterscotch sauce is the type of sugar that's used. For caramel, it's traditional white sugar, but for butterscotch, it's molasses-rich brown sugar. But even when it comes to brown sugar, there's 2 varieties you can choose from: dark brown sugar and light brown sugar. We're using the dark brown sugar because it has a whole lot more flavor from that rich molasses, and it's gonna lead to a better tasting butterscotch sauce. So let's ditch the light stuff and focus on the dark brown sugar. Now to make our sauce, we are starting off with unsalted butter. You'll want 4 tablespoons. So I'm gonna add the butter to a heavy bottom pan set over medium heat. This is an enamel cast iron skillet. We are not using nonstick because those pans tend to be very thin and they don't allow heat to really distribute evenly. If you have a heavy bottom pan like this one, the heat distributes evenly, which means the sugar caramelizes at an even rate, and we don't have any browning because nobody wants burned sugar in their butterscotch sauce. So once you've added the butter, just swirl it around in the pan here until it's fully melted. Now that the butter's melted, we're gonna add our dark brown sugar. So unlike any time we measure flour and we don't wanna be putting the scoop right into the container, you wanna really pack down the dark brown sugar in this. Because it has all that moisture in it, we wanna make sure we get an accurate amount of our dark brown sugar. That's gonna go right in with the melted butter. I'm also gonna add a pinch of large flake sea salt and then a ½ cup of heavy cream. Now this heavy cream is room temperature and not cold. You want it to be room temp so that it doesn't splatter as soon as it hits the pan. Now grab your rubber spatula and just mix these ingredients together. So I'm only stirring enough so that the ingredients are combined, and then we're gonna let it do its thing. We wanna let it come to a boil, get those nice bubbles going, and know that that sugar is starting to caramelize. So once I see that all of the butter is incorporated with the sugar, I'm gonna step away and just let this do its thing for about 3 minutes. Now, the great thing about this base recipe is you can use any sort of extract you want to flavor it. We're gonna use good old vanilla today, but I've done this with almond extract and even a splash of bourbon or cognac. Now, you absolutely do not need a thermometer to make homemade butterscotch sauce, but if you do have one, the temp we're going for is 225 degrees, and that will make a nice thick syrupy sauce. I'm curious where we're at right now, so let's go ahead and test. We're at 200. So let's go about another 30 seconds, and then I know it's gonna be the perfect consistency. We're gonna quickly pull this from the heat. You see those couple little residual bubbles. Look at the color of this, the consistency. Now we're gonna add the flavoring. So I'm gonna do a splash of vanilla extract and then stir it in. Now it's gonna thicken significantly as it cools. So this is the perfect consistency. Now you could use this right away, hot butterscotch sauce, hard to beat. You could use it in drinks, of course, on top of sundaes. I'm gonna transfer it into a mason jar, which is how I like to store it. Now the butterscotch sauce has cooled slightly. Look at how much thicker the consistency is versus when we poured it right into the jar. By the way, this recipe has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Just a Taste, and it's been made by hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. So trust my opinion, and you can trust theirs too. Let's get our scoops into the bowl. Now I like to finish my sundae off with another large pinch of large flake sea salt. Time to dig in. Wow, this is perfection across the board. 5 ingredients, 10 minutes, I'm sold on the homemade one. Potassium sorbate? Ugh. Where am I looking? I'm looking up there. What is happening right now? Hi, I'm new here. Okay, here we go.